This mouse lies on its 9.9-inch luxurious bed, staring at the beauty poster in front, gradually falling into a sweet dream. Suddenly, a nail bursts through the wall. The mouse is instantly stunned. Then one nail after another pierces through with a loud crash. The luxurious bed is gone in an instant. The little mouse is out of options. It can only flee in panic. The nails chase relentlessly from behind. It turns out Lars is using an air gun to drive nails into the wall. Suddenly, a nail blocks the mouse's path. Click, clack. 4 more nails. The little mouse is completely trapped. Fatal blow is about to come. This time, the mouse's life is doomed. But the nail suddenly gets stuck. It turns out the air gun ran out of air. Lars picks up a hammer from the ground to smash it in. The little mouse gives up, struggling. At this moment, Ernie suddenly pushes the door open, interrupting his action. For training, the little mouse narrowly escapes disaster. Ernie and Lars carry a bathtub upstairs. The mouse feels it must take revenge to live up to its name. Quietly hiding behind a bottle, Ernie gets startled. He falls backward. Both of them fall into the bathtub together, sliding down the stairs and rushing out the door. They stop only when they slide onto a curling rink. Just as they're about to catch their breath, a loud crack. Oh no, they take an early bath. The brothers are furious. They place several mouse traps in front of the mouse hole, swearing to catch it. But as they prepare to leave, the door is locked from the outside. Now they're really in trouble. 36 mouse traps cover the floor, unexpectedly. The mouse, with its slick moves, easily dodges all the traps, climbs up an apron to a high platform, then moves along a wire to a shelf, performing all sorts of extreme tricks. The brothers are stunned. What a pity it didn't join a stunt competition. After climbing onto a can, it glances at the brothers. Off it goes. Cherry falls to the ground. One mousetrap is triggered, causing a chain reaction. This scene is so satisfying. The little mouse calmly collects breakfast and turns to leave. Angry Ernie picks up a vacuum cleaner, chasing the mouse all the way to its hole. The powerful suction is like a level 12 typhoon. The little mouse clings tightly to a wire. Suddenly, Ernie feels something being sucked up. The hose behind starts sucking water. The vacuum bag starts to swell. It turns out they hit a drain pipe. The brothers get excited. The vacuum bag behind them keeps growing, while the little mouse has already escaped outside to watch the show with a loud explosion. The brothers are covered in soot. Out of options, they can only call for outside help. After hearing their requests, the shop owner shows them the store's prized possession. Ferocious Tibetan Mastiff named Godzilla. Its chains show just how fierce it is. It has a resounding name, Godzilla. Back home, Godzilla quickly gets into character. Thrilling cat and mouse chase begins. The brothers see this. This is perfect. But the mouse isn't a pushover. It sets up a trap formation with mouse traps, tripping up Godzilla, then lures it into an elevator. The mouse seizes the chance to bite through the rope. With a loud crash, the great Cat King falls. The brothers, out of ideas, can only call in a pest control expert, Thanos. Now the little mouse should have no escape, right? Let's see how the pest control expert handles the mouse. 3 pieces of mouse droppings in sight. He picks one up and sniffs it. Male, 9 centimeters long, pops it in his mouth and chews. Strawberry flavored. This stuns the mouse. The expert uses a microprobe to inspect the mouse hole. Unexpectedly, the mouse bites through the wire. When the expert notices, he reconnects the wires, but the monitor shows a car. The expert realizes something's wrong. He looks out the window. The little mouse is flipping a switch. The wheel starts turning. The rope tightens. The expert is dragged from the 2nd floor to the 1st, crashing through the door, arriving at the car. Knowing the expert's taste, when the brothers return that night, they're dumbfounded. At that moment, a noise comes from the kitchen. They see a walking hamburger. Lars grabs a beer mug to tackle the shelf. Furious Ernie chases the mouse, climbing into the fireplace. But he's too big. He gets stuck in the chimney. The mouse seizes the chance to open the gas valve. Lars grabs a flashlight to light the way, but it's out of power. The thoughtful mouse offers a box of matches. Lars strikes one. Ernie is launched into the sky. By sheer coincidence, he lands in the newly bought bathtub, taking another bath. Furious Ernie grabs a gun. Seeing the mouse dive into a hole, Ernie aims the gun at the hole. But below is the pest control expert's leftover rodenticide pest control bomb. Completely out of ideas, the brothers decide to fix up the house and prepare to auction it off on the auction day. The crowd below bids eagerly. The little mouse shows up at the scene. Luckily, Lars is quick to act. grabbing the little mouse. But the mouse slips into Lars's sleeve. Lars flails wildly. His hand flicks a cigarette butt onto the beauty's head. Seeing the sparks, Ernie grabs a glass of wine and pours it over. The beauty bursts into flames. Lars grabs a hose to put out the fire, but an old man douses it with a bucket of water. Ernie sees the mouse dive into a hole. He shoves the hose right in, then returns to the auction. The bidding price soars to 30 million. The excited brothers are in tears. Just as the gavel is about to strike, a huge wave of water bursts through the wall, washing the auction guests outside. Ernie explains, this was to test the house's sturdiness. Just as he finishes, the house collapses with a boom. Now it's completely over. The brothers drive to their father's dilapidated factory. Unexpectedly, the mouse is clinging to the car's undercarriage in the factory. The mouse takes pity on them. It puts a piece of cheese into the machine, producing a hemp cheese. Ernie takes a bite. It's cheese, and so, the bankrupt hemp factory turns into a cheese factory. The brothers' business thrives, and the little mouse becomes